Hey guys, it's Ollie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I will be introducing you to all of my snails. So I've gotten this video requested quite a few times actually. You guys really want me to go into how many snails I have, what their names are, and all of that. So I asked you guys what you wanted to know about them and compiled a little list of the most common things. So I will be telling you their species, the name that I gave them, where I got them, their favorite foods, and just kind of what their little personalities are like. Now, whenever I do give you the species name, please keep in mind that I'm guessing for the most part. There's a couple that I know pretty much 100%, but there's a couple that I'm like, it could be this. As far as I've gotten, it can be extremely difficult to ID snails properly, even with the help of the internet. It can be so hard, especially here in the US, when you're dealing with a ton of garden snails that all look similar and are also almost all invasive. So I have 6 snails living in this enclosure here, 5 snails living in that enclosure there in quarantine. They're not large snails, and that is for quarantine, so just saying that's why it's so small. And then if you guys follow me on Instagram or you watched my Meet All My Pets video, you will know that I do have baby snails, so I will be talking about them as well. So we do have quite a bit to get through with all of these snails, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so I'm also going to probably do this based on like species. So we'll start with the snail I've had the longest and the one who started it all. This is Pudge. So it's really blurry, it's not really picking him up too well. I will add in clips probably over me talking, but this is Pudge. He was my first ever snail. He is, I believe, a Mesodon patera. He has been with me for a little over 3 years, and I mean, I had him before I had most of my other animals, and he just absolutely made me fall in love with keeping snails. Pudge's favorite food has to be baby bella mushrooms. He's all over baby bella mushrooms. That is Pudge. Alright, so second up, I'm going to try to stay with the species. This is Clover. I actually got Clover fairly recently. So I actually got Clover this year from a friend of mine. She was sold to me as a Triopsis, but I do believe that she's a patera. So this is Clover. She does have an unboxing video with another snail I got from the same breeder, so I will put that in that corner. She's a very sweet, very like mild tempered. Clover's favorite food would probably actually have to be where she got her name. So as you guys probably know, I do feed my snails a protein mix from Etsy, and I couldn't figure out a name for her, and I don't know, one day I was honestly just sitting here and they were eating, and she was eating the Clover flavored mix, and I'm like, Clover's a cute name, so I named her Clover. That's it. So her name's Clover. I think it fits. Alright, so our last patera is also the smallest that I have in my adult enclosure, and that is this little guy. Again, there is no way my camera's gonna pick up him if it doesn't pick up Pudge. So here's a clip. So while you look at this adorable clip of this little guy, his name is Fridge. And there is an interesting reason of why I got Fridge that also ties into how I got Fridge. You may be able to guess it, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably remember. So one day, I went to my refrigerator to get a snack, like some fruit, and Fridge was in my refrigerator. He was just chilling in my refrigerator, and he was really cold. He was not out. He was not active. I actually kind of thought he was dead. He must not have been in there for long. My mom had just ordered groceries, so I had put the groceries up maybe 20 minutes beforehand, and I wonder if maybe Fridge was on some of the produce we had gotten. I'm not really sure. So of course I took him out of the fridge, I put him on the counter to acclimate to room temperature, and he woke up relatively quickly and was perfectly healthy, so I decided to keep him. So that's how I got Fridge. Fridge is 100% an explorer. He will climb anything you put in his way. He's always super social, and he's just not really afraid of anything. This guy definitely loves Pudge and just sticks with Pudge. I always find them in the same spots. There's nothing like maternal or anything like that. It's just they hang out together. I'm not really sure why. Pudge's favorite food is actually Napa cabbage. He likes cabbage in general, but Napa cabbage he goes nuts over. He also does like mushrooms, and he really likes the protein mix, but I'd have to say cabbage. So yeah, that's Fridge. Alright, so that's all of my Pateras, and we're going to be moving on to this guy. So this is Pinto. So Pinto is an Elegona profunda, I think that's how you pronounce it, and was the snail that I bought with Clover. So they came from the same breeder. Again, I'm not for sure if that's a species, but that is what I was told. Pinto is a climber. A lot of profundas and a lot of his clutchmate, I've heard from the breeder, actually really enjoy burying themselves. But Pinto here really enjoys being up high, like on the corners of the enclosure. Not super fast moving, he's pretty chill. I know that sounds silly because like they're snails, so of course they're not fast moving, but you would be so surprised. I have snails that move around so fast compared to the others, but he's pretty chill. He doesn't really mind to just stay in one spot and hang out for a while. Pinto's favorite food is not pinto beans. I know, shocker. He likes the protein mix a lot, the Clover flavored one. He also really does enjoy Napa cabbage as well, and kale. He likes kale. He got his name Pinto from actually someone on Instagram. I'll put their username up because I don't quite remember who did it, but I had a video of him eating and asking to name him, and someone said Pinto, and it fit really well. So this is Pinto. So next up is my second oldest snail. This is Roz. I actually got Roz from a friend of mine. My friend's grandparents were redoing their yard and landscaping, and they dug up quite a bit of things. So when they dug up Roz, my friend freaked out because she knew that I really wanted another snail. So at the time, I only had Pudge, and I really wanted another snail, and my friend knew this. So when she found Roz, she freaked out, brought her to me. She named her from Monsters Inc., of course. She's also pretty chill. She likes to spend a lot of her time buried underground. So Roz is one of my only snails that really spends a lot of her time underground. I can't be sure, but I feel like she's also an Elegona profunda, just because she looks so much like Pinto. So I think that they're the same species, or at least extremely related. I would have to say that her favorite food is banana, which is odd. She likes fruit a lot more than vegetables. The other ones all seem to like their greens more, but she's more of a fruit kind of gal. So she likes banana, she likes apple, she likes the strawberry. She's my only snail that likes strawberry, and can we just agree that that's kind of tragic, that only one of my snails likes strawberries. So that is Roz. Alright, so the last one I will be showing you from my adult enclosure is my biggest snail. So he's a Aspersum, and they are the second biggest species that you are allowed to keep in the US, I believe, other than a Pomadia. Did I say that right? Pomadia? I don't know. Anyway, one of my first videos was actually unboxing my Aspersums. Unfortunately, the person that didn't sell to me, they were actually free. The person who bred these guys, it was an accidental breeding. I don't think this person knew about runts or culling. I mean, they came to me at like the right adult size, but unfortunately, I think 3 of the 4 that I got ended up being runts or had something wrong. I'm not really sure, because 3 of them passed away. Sheldon actually just passed away a couple days ago. I have no idea why. His health did seem like it was declining a little bit. We have no idea. I mean, they've all been pretty sudden, but Dandy is pretty healthy and still going strong. So Dandy actually got his name from food. His full name is Dandelion. I was trying to think of a name. I had named my other 3, could not think of a name for Dandy. He was eating dandelion greens, which are also his absolute favorite food. So, lo and behold, his name became Dandy. Normally I have a couple of favorite foods for the snails. not with Dandy. Dandelion greens are his go-to. I did get Dandy from a Facebook group whenever Facebook groups were allowed to do that. I absolutely love the species. Dandy's pretty, like, social, I guess. And his favorite spot in the enclosure is the cork bark. He's always on the cork bark. Either that or he's on the door of the enclosure, which I think is kind of funny. So, yeah, that's Dandy. I do hope to get more Aspersums, honestly, for, like, the sheer size of them. But, I'm on the hunt. I'm also on the hunt for some Pomadias. Alright, so that's all from the ones from that enclosure. And I'll be moving on to the ones in quarantine. So I have 5 new snails, and they are all the same species. I did get them from outside. I do believe these guys are Mesodon thyroideus. I think I said that right. My fiance actually found the first one, which is this one here. Her name is Cedar. She got her name from my fiance. We found her on a tree outside, which wasn't a cedar tree, but Christian really liked the name Cedar, so that's why her name is Cedar. And the rest of them I just kind of went with tree names, honestly. So that's that. She's normally kind of skittish. She is getting better with being handled. Obviously, none of these guys have like a favorite place in the enclosure yet because I haven't been introduced to the enclosure yet. But so far, her favorite food seems to be carrot. She went ham over carrot yesterday. But yeah, I haven't obviously been able to try too many foods with them since I've only had them for a week or so. But they're adjusting really well. So that is Cedar. Alright, so our next snail is Pine. This is the second one that I found outside. I actually found him with 2 small ones. Once again, I believe these guys are Mesodon thyroideus. This guy is very outgoing. He doesn't seem to mind being handled at all. And he normally just kind of explores everywhere. He likes to be active. He's always on the move. He's always looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. His favorite food also seems to be carrot so far, but that is Pine. I think I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the little ones. So this one is Oak. He definitely seems like the more outgoing one of these 2. This one is Maple. They both hang out together a lot, and they really like to hang out on some fake leaves. They seem to like red bell pepper and peas a lot. Those seem to be their 2 favorites. But yeah, so those are those 2. Okay, so that was Oak and Maple. And then I'll show you the last one in the quarantine bin. Alright, so the last one from the quarantine bin is Sycamore. So I, once again, was thinking, alright, you know what, I'm gonna stop getting some snails because I have enough in the quarantine bin. And I already need to upgrade the adult enclosure, all of that. And then I found Sycamore. And I couldn't leave him because his shell was really damaged. Like, it wasn't, like, so bad I wouldn't be able to help him or anything. The small part of the spiral, as I think you'll probably be able to see in this clip, was really white. Like, more than it is right now, but it was really white. And he also has this dent in kind of broken part of his shell, and he was like right next to my doorstep, so I don't know, my steps are stone, so maybe he was trying to eat from that, but I've never seen snails over there. I just took my dogs out and he was just sitting there, so I'm not, maybe he was trying to get calcium from the stone, I'm not really sure. So I brought him in and he is doing much better. From the get-go, Sycamore was pretty outgoing and pretty social. He really likes to hang out with Cedar, but yeah, he's just super outgoing. Yeah, he's a really cool little dude, and his favorite food is by far broccoli and the protein mix. So that is my little guy Sycamore here. He has recovered nicely. I think now his shell just has scarring on it. Alright, so now on to the babies. This will be pretty short. Dandy, my Aspersum, is the mother, but not a lot of them made it. They didn't have a lot of eggs anyway. I actually didn't know they had laid eggs. I had missed on my egg search for them, and when I went back, I'm like, oh my god, last week I forgot to look for eggs. I went back and just saw little baby snails. So I think I found 17 babies and I have 4. I am not keeping all of them. I know there's only 4, but I am keeping 2 or 3, and the remaining 1 or 2 is going to go to my sister's kids. They really want them, and when they found out that I had baby snails, they were all over that. They really wanted them, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I only want a couple, so it'll depend on if they want 1 or 2. I'll probably send 2 to them. So we'll of course be seeing them the healthiest, which probably means this one, because he's the biggest, is going to go to them. I do think I have names for the 2 I'm going to be keeping, so I don't like to name things before I know for sure that they will survive, but I do know that I want a snail named Dot, and I want a snail named Penny. But those are the babies. That's the update on them. Alright guys, well that was pretty much it. That was all of my snails. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was pretty fun to make, just kind of get them all out and show them off a little bit. I don't really get to do that too often. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the suggestion. I honestly probably would have never thought about it on my own. I love that you guys love my snails as much as I do. That just makes me so happy. So any other suggestions you have, leave down in the comments below. Go follow me over on Instagram. The link will be down in the description below. I post every single day, and if you ever have any questions, I will answer them the best of my ability over there as well in my DMs. And if you want, you can also send me pictures of your snails if you want to over there on Instagram. I love seeing your guys' snails and your guys' setups. They're just so cute. Don't forget to like this video for the algorithm if you liked my snails. Comment down below what you thought. Who was your favorite snail today? And don't forget to subscribe. I upload every single Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you don't want to remember that, you can always just hit the bell. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye!